Astralis talent, they're not quite themselves as they used to be, of course. A recent roster change has occurred. They did let go of a player, and instead, a new one is here with us today. But with that old roster, on Dust 2, they
Hmm.
do seem to have quite a lot of experience and luck. They have beat out Tricked in February.
Mm.
16-9 and lost to Lil Mix, their Swedish counterparts, but it was an overtime fashion. So definitely a good map for them if that's to be believed. But first off, we'll be seeing how the knife round goes. The coin flip of Counter Strike coming in hot.
Mm. It was Astralis who won out the overpass knife. This time they do as well.
Their knife skills just too good, man.
Yeah, they are just they've just got all the tactics for the knife rounds.
They read Art of War and everything, man.
Yeah.
They did their homework. They did their research.
To win in Counter
Slash
Strike,
slash
you
stab.
to win in Counter Strike you must double left click, right click, Sun Tzu.
Yes. To win the knife round, of course.
Yeah.
Then there's an entire chapter about spearmen, and that's just not applicable to
No,
Counter-Strike, I'm afraid. But I
no.
did go through it, try to improve myself as an IGL in that respect, and it did sort of give me some nice principles of warfare. You gotta be sure to always be deceitful to your enemy. Where you appear weak, you must appear strong. Where you are strong, you must appear weak. All those kind of wise phrases that seem to
Mm.
be really intuitive, but saying them out loud does, help a lot with.
Makes them sound more mystical.
Exactly. If you just put the words in a bit of a different order, it does make it sound a lot smarter than it actually is. But either way, we're going here into the pistol round. We got two players on case with utility, three in fact. That's going to
Ooh.
be an intricate pistol coming in as Astralis talent. All they have in terms of util is Vigo, two flashes and a defuse. Going to be the hero diffuser for now, as the opening kill already goes the way of Void. Pushing up mid, but pushing up daisies now.
Yeah. He's been sent to the afterlife.
The Shadow
His,
Realm.
his soul has transcended.
Ooh, look at this. The B push coming in from the CT side. Already one in T-spawn. Not sure when he's going to be finding the frags. And ooh, fancies himself a kill there with the USP far away. But yet another kill from the T's does give them the edge once again. 3v2 now, as this bomb surely will be going toward the A-bomb site. Completely empty for now.
Yeah,
There is a
there is a
player
player
all the way
CT.
down in CT, but they have two smokes to cross, so not even a gap to work with in this one. A flash as well to cover them off, and the plant will be guaranteed. The Molotov does sort of make it even more obvious that the site is clear, but now the retake. A kit in play, still everything to go for.
Definitely is. And with kills coming through, at least one for there for Nixon before he's quickly traded out. Leaves it all up towards Vigo. And never mind. He's dead. Landon has sent him along with his brothers into the
a
next
nice good
round.
a nice sort of start to the round, right? With Void
Yeah.
pushing up middle and having even help from the back. But I think after that first kill, he should have just counted his lucky stars and went back, because the rest of the push, I don't know what he was expecting, right? If they're going long, they're going to be re-aggressing toward top middle to take care of that one player. So maybe would have been wiser to fall back and save the man advantage, but that's not how it played out. And how it played out in this one is heavy presence toward long, finding the initial frag, and the T's not aware that there's this many players here, because otherwise they'd already be pushing toward that B bomb site, right? It's completely clear, as we can see.
He's still trying to duel as well.
Of
Both these
course.
sides. And it's really not
Oh!
working out for Case because Void, although Boney, he's just felt the wrath. Now it's
They
up to
don't get the
Yeps and Nissim.
they don't get the weapon out of it, so
Yeah.
that's still gonna be retrieved later on. There you go. The AK and the MAC-10 are in their hands now from these other kills that transpired elsewhere on the map. And now Three players going to be retaking from the window and door area, already losing their compatriot in tunnels, but still, it's a 4v2. This should be a doable round. Armor helmet is present, and Nissim, with that UMP, does manage to find one kill. Crucial, but that lets these CTs know there's only one other player here on B, hiding behind the big box as he finds a headshot, a second kill as well. That's going to be a very good hold here for Case in the afterplant position. Just playing ring around the rosy around this box in the end. And that's going to be the kill to round things out. It was a 4v2, Dan Chan. Left it a
This
2v0 in the end.
wasn't a 5v2, in fact.
In fact, it was. There you go. The opening kill does go Nissim, like, in top tunnels there.
A little bit disjointed on the retake there for the CT side. Felt like it was just the only real time there was any sort of trade frag potential was here for when Yeps got those two frags. The rest of it was just sort of one player running in on his own after another. I don't know. It was sort of felt a bit lackadaisical. Not used that word for a long time.
No, definitely should take every opportunity you get to say it. Now then, KC Sports, they've taken long control and looking to be executing toward that A-bomb site. As the CTs, they don't have much to work with here, so stacking is kind of giving an option. And pinching these two players here on middle and lower tunnels could be on the menu, but the only thing that's on the menu is Astralis meat. Seems to be falling. There you go. Altex does find an unlikely kill there with the USP in the end. Doesn't even want the MAC-10, goes straight for the AK, goes on back. That's going to be Case with the third, but Altex with an AK that he should be able to save. Just one player he needs to find here in T-spawn. Spots the head, but Nissim spots him first.
Nicely done. DZT throwing that Molotov behind him, buys him a little bit of space. He does only get the one, but the rest of his teammates able to mop that round up pretty quickly. So a pretty strong 3-0 start for Case. I mean, obviously that follow-up round, the second round from the Astralis talent side, it looked like they were in a real strong position to take that one with the pistols, but the 2v5 goes Case's way, and they've even found an advantage already against the rifles here, as they've taken down Vigo early towards mid, and they're just going straight in, trying to find as much control as they can off the back of that. They managed to take short, but Void, well, he's left a void in Yeps.
Definitely a great pick to start things out with here. Already being a man down did force him into being a bit more aggressive there toward the short area, and Long is seeing some aggression as well from the CT side. Just one player pushed all the way into pit now. If the T's try to execute over here, they're going to have to really use that refrag potential. That flash won't be good for anything, but there were no CTs there to accept it anyway, as Nixon did give away his position, and that's going to be deadly. Those Molotovs flushing him out, and Delboni does find the kill in the end. So Long secured for the Brazilian side, short as well in their hands. So now it's Nissim's turn to do something. Doesn't actually find the frag, but will give presence and force these CTs into very uncomfortable angles as Long is advancing slowly but surely toward the pointy letter bomb site. The bomb should be going down soon, and the CT is nowhere near close enough to even hope to prevent this plant. Delboni waiting for the smoke push, but it looks like we'll be seeing a smoke boost first.
Nice from Delboni, but a very quick trade from Boyd. He's finding all the kills this time. 3 for him so far, and there's still one more up for grabs. DZT hoping to hold off these last two players. He's been dinked down, but there goes Void, and Altex now has to USP him. And he does find the kill. He was so low, was DZT after that first engagement. And now, finally, Astralis, they get themselves a first on the board. But it was Void who was picking up all the frags there.
Especially the opening one, right? For the CT side, he did get the opening, and that's very crucial that they only had one player toward short and not two. Would have been a deadly combo there that could have just pushed out and pinched the CTs in. But even still, you know, the retake was not a guarantee there. Very touch and go until the very end. But it does go the way of the CTs eventually, and that's going to be quite bad buy from both sides here. Whoever wins this one has the advantage going forward. Well, the following round and the economic advantage at least. And this round, it's off to a little bit of a slower start here. Long in CT's hands, no one on short, and the T's seem to be looking toward that direction anytime soon. As yeah, the Xbox smoke has already fallen, so that's gonna give them some space here to take short control, do some make some presence there, and then perhaps go to a mid to B sort of execute with one player in tunnels already. That does seem to be in the cards.
Case timing a little bit off there as for the push short because they took a long time to get there. The smoke actually faded as they were sort of getting towards this position landings at now. So there's potential for someone close towards the doors if they were positioned there from the Astralis side to maybe pick up a cheeky frag as the smoke faded. But the case, not going to be the case. And they are still in a 5-on-5 and an equal trades. In fact, Nissim getting himself a double in the entry towards mid. Leaves Ultex in a very difficult spot. He will refrag out and try to go for even more, but Delboni will deny him. And that leaves 2 for the Astralis talent side. Make it just a 1 as Void with the orb is just going to hightail out of there. Try and hold on to this AWP for the next round. It'll be a very nice weapon to keep going forwards. And he just spun out the head. That's a very tight shot to hit, but he nails it.
Definitely a difficult one to make happen there, and he's going to be happy with this amount of damage done toward the
Yeah,
KC Sports side. Sure, they get the round, they get the bomb explosion and everything, all the bells and whistles, but getting rid of
big
the
boom.
majority of the enemy team every time should be devastating for their economy going forward. However, as I said, the next
It's
one should be an
another.
eco, and that's yet another one. Come on. Void not going to be just fancying his chances against an AWP that's probably looking in his direction. So just a save coming in through. And at this point, with that many kills, maybe Astralis Talent consider a force buy. But as I can see already, a Deagle has been purchased. So it looks like they'll just be spending down to the standard $2,000 dues. KC Sports will have everything to play with here. Yep, still on the Galil, but well, Landon as well, but that's not going to be mattering too much against these saving players.
Yeah, Void just needs to try and pick up some damage here for the talent side. Again, hope to force Case into economic difficulties. As you can see, they've got a couple Galils in this one. Yips and Landon have to bit of a compromise for them. Void, he's actually gone down. Nissim is looking sharp on Dust 2 right now. Has completely annihilated the AWP. Vigo has been able to recover the AWP, and that's something that Nissim, I think, actually realized there because he didn't see the AWP on the floor. Now, Nixon has been able to take down one with the USP, the Deagle towards B, hoping to replicate some more of that damage, but he can't find any of them. And Case, they will have that B bomb site. The bomb, however, is all the way over towards Long. So
And those
Vigo,
players, they're still getting rotated away. No, actually, there's one staying on A. So whichever way this B take goes, I
oh,
think, okay, through the smoke, why not? They know they have to make it toward A. And the Astralis Talent completely flabbergasted at that move. I'm sure they didn't expect the B occupants to just rush out of doors like 2 of them at a time. That's actually a very good strategy. It does sort of require you to take the B bomb site first, which is the heavy, you know, the hard part. But either way, Nixon, the last man left alive, and 2 kills going the way of Astralis Talent this time, just knocking that economy even lower for the Brazilians. But the 5th round will be in their hands. Hello there.
yeah.
Well,
That's an AK salvage now, because 10 seconds on the clock, nobody's really close enough to take him down, so yeah, fair enough. AK for Nixon. And 3 kills once again. Well, it was 4 last time, but again, heavy casualties for Case.
so now with this full buy, the AK will surely come in handy. If any player was so low on money they couldn't afford grenades, this will certainly solve those problems. And come on, how can a USP do that much damage in 1 round?
Yeah.
The headshots have to be crisp and then followed up by like 2 body shots immediately after. Or just a double dink, I guess.
Don't know which is easier.
The
I
head
can't hit
moves
you
after the
either,
first
so
dink, so like if the head's moving after the first dink, it kind of already throws you off, right? It's a smaller hitbox, but in this one, KC Sports are going to be taking control of the tunnels area, and it looks like B is on the menu for now, with two players holding it from the CTs. That should be an okay setup, and the setup towards short, even better. The flash kill coming in for the CT side, and Astralis Talent are going to have to hold B now. The first one already going their way, bomb down, then two easy frags coming in for Altex, with Vigo just chiming in there toward the end, but not that much done here by the KC Sports side, winning with all five players surviving here. In fact, the Danes, they took their second round.
and that's really where all those kills that the CT side were finding early on, they make a big difference here. You can see Landon has an AK, but they're fully invested in its 4 Deagles alongside it. So
This is a
they are just
devastating
stripped of
1-2
cash.
punch of not having any cash, and also just all your loss bonus, right, being completely like just the minimum loss bonus possible as soon as you lose a round after that kind of a win streak. Devastating for the Brazilian economy right here, as they will try and make it work, but don't expect too much. The Deagles are going to have to go huge here. The Hero AK going first just to peek out and not spawning anything out. Surely if he died, the AK would have been picked up, so it's going to be grandfathered to the next of kin, I'm sure. But for now, that Molotov is holding them slightly back. No, okay, no, it just got extinguished. So the push is continuing. Void can't kill them on the cross, has to go back, and they're going to have to retake 5v5 in this one.
Yeah, an interesting decision from Astralis Talent here. I think it should probably work out pretty decently for them, especially if Nixon can find the head of one of these players, and he actually does. Delboni feels his wrath, and he's looking for a little bit more, but with his teammates starting to fall as well, it's turning into a bit of a mess. A couple kills come through for Case, and now it's just
Ooh.
Bester, 1 versus 1, and oh, ever so close. He does it with 15 HP. We'll get the defuse through just in time, but Astralis Talent leaving a lot on the table there, and they just about clutch it out, and not able to salvage the AWP either.
Imagine if those players had something better than Deagles, right? I mean,
Oh
only
yeah,
one AK to work with definitely wasn't that good, and it coming down to a 1v1 with 15 HP left on Vester. I mean, he had that kill all day, right? He knew where the enemy was. All he had to do was wide swing and start spraying, but it was much closer than it should have been. And in this one case, they do have the Tech 9s and they do have the aggressive utility. You know what that means. It's time for a B rush as Altex sprays toward the gang of T's, but doesn't manage to actually connect. And that's going to be the B bomb site in the terrorist hands for now. Sure, they did the 5v5 retake in the previous, but can they do the 4v4 in this one against an even worse buy than previously?
that's
It's
the
off
bomb.
to a great start.
That's the bomb drop towards tunnels, so they can't get it in towards the site right now. And off the back of that Astralis Talent, they're just going to push in, leaving Landon all in his lonesome. They know where he must be. Vesta cuts him off. His talent up to 4. And the player got like caught behind the bags. Vigo just unleashes utility on him. Very nicely done.
Yeah, the presence of mind to do that is just phenomenal.
We are having a bit of a pause here. 2 very close games so far. Obviously still in the early days of this one.
But Dust 2 usually does go the distance, right?
Yeah.
No team really can stomp on Dust 2. That's not really a thing. As
No, I feel
it
like,
is a bit of a figured out map at this point, right? I
yeah,
think some like minor changes do need to start happening to it just to breathe some new life
just
into
remove
it,
it.
because yeah, you could also just remove it.
Yeah.
It's happened before, right? Back when it was old Dust 2.
But then
They
it
did
was
remove
they
it.
didn't really change much of it. It was just updated, essentially, wasn't it? It sort of just updated
It did add
graphics.
It did add a lot of new angles and got rid of some
Yeah.
of the old ones. Like those boxes in CT, they used to be a lot finickier. You could just
Mm.
jump on the edges of them all day.
I still think
The,
there's a lot of solid maps in sort of community sphere that would be a
oh
solid
yeah, like you could just
replacement.
throw in Anubis or something, right?
Yeah.
It seems to be
Or
popular
even
enough. Of
like
course, the Valve map, the recent one, the Aztec sort of spiritual successor,
ancient.
Ancient,
Yeah.
should be
Let's
coming
not
in.
put ancient. I've played it. Let's not play ancient, guys.
I mean,
Uh,
it's the first iteration of a Valve map.
yeah,
You know how those go.
yeah.
Overpass,
I said the same
Cobblestone, they
with
were all terrible.
Vertigo as well.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I love Vertigo nowadays.
it's the meta's definitely evolved to an area where the matches aren't just going A simulators anymore. Either way, in this round here, KC Sports will be trying to take control of short, but with Void holding the pixel angle there, does manage to, I say, almost escape with his life. Takes so much damage even before he starts falling back, and that's going to be short in the control of the T's. Now, the CTs, they do still have the utility to perhaps retake this. Another flash would be excellent for Vester. He could just push this smoke and be done with it. And Nixon, instead of providing utility, will just be holding up close. The flash would have been very useful here, but still, the kill does go his way. And that's short back in the control of the CTs, who give it away immediately, anticipating a mid to B split. That's not even a foregone conclusion at this point, as
Oh,
Noboni does check the angle. Oh my, oh me. This B site is now in deep trouble. But the bomb is heading toward A anyway, so Astralis Talent just no idea what to do in this one.
I have no idea what's going on. I can see the entire map.
Exactly. Like it looked like B was going to be in the cards right for so long, but then they just, after the initial kill on mid to B, just fall back, go A. A's clear anyway. Why not?
Hmm, for sure. Now we need to try and hold off the retake. I mean, it's a 3-on-2, landing super low, but the timer starting to tick down on that bomb. They're running out of time, and they need to find these shots. But DZT, he steps up to the plate and will find himself two landing, chimes in with the third. And it is Case who do manage to hold off that retake A. So in the chaos, they do make it work.
The entry kills, of course. DZT and Nissim showing off for their team, as Void with the AWP has been able to get some very crucial entries so far, right? That one
For sure.
against the Deagles, that one was round winning, so definitely nothing to sneeze at, those entry kills.
It's you.
As we go into the 11th round here with Astralis Talent, not on the best buy in the world, but they will be giving their best here. All their money spent on this opportunity to win the 11th round, as Vigo might find the entry kill just above the smoke, gives away his position with that grenade and falls back and short in the control of the T's.
Again, there's the AWP from
Opening
Void.
frag.
Finding an opening, that's always nice. But there's still plenty more work to do, especially considering you have like Altex on that Deagle. There's a FAMAS for Nyx and a couple of them fours, but there's no utility. Like there's a physical flashbang that's just been used now. So there is
Mm-hmm.
zero utility for this Astralis talent side. I mean, Case, they aren't too much better off. At least they have a smoke. Oh, is Nixon around the corner? Does go 1-for-1. But now he has Void swinging in to try and reclaim some control. It's the
Oh,
bomb going down as DZT falls. Void, oh, I almost 40 takedown Yep as well. Can't quite do it as it's now a 2-on-2. Altex.
well,
He's
the
still
bomb's
just on the
still
Deagle.
The bomb's still yet to be recovered, and this may be a great opportunity to get this frag, as the terrorist is making a lot of footstep noises, but oh my, he should have been dead there. Dead to rights. But instead, he'll be just picking up that C4 and running away as Altex. His window of opportunity was slim, but he didn't take advantage of it. Falls to Nissim on the off angle there towards CT, and that's going to be the 7th for KC Sports. Astralis talent not off to a fantastic start here. An eighth round surely will be in the hands of the Brazilians as their
Hmm.
economy is devastated.
Decimated, almost.
Exactly.
There's a lot of words you can use to describe the economy for the CT side. None of them are particularly good,
Mm-hmm.
as they have to take a
There you
full
go. Not
eco.
particularly good is another one you can use.
Well, that's not a word. It's a phrase.
It is a phrase. You know what else is a
English.
phrase?
Um, there's a lot of things that are phrases. Is
Eco
is is
frags.
is push
They're gonna
long
be
doors
coming
another
in here.
phrase?
No, but EcoFrags is, and well, they do seem to find two with the USPs way more than they bargained for. They're all players just rushing out of the same choke point. Somehow didn't get sprayed down. The T's not quite ready for it as these Astralis players, Astralis talent, of course, not the main roster, will be holding on to the Kalashnikovs for now. The terrorists not terribly thrilled to be seeking them as well, they don't stand much of a chance. These CTs, they could be hiding anywhere. So I guess now we're just going to have to be waiting for the next 10 seconds until the C4 explodes, and the Kalashnikovs should survive here.
Yeah, nice pickup for Astralis talent. I mean, it helps out with the next round's econ. Vesta and Vigo, they can get some pretty solid utility through, or can maybe drop to a teammate and have them get some nice utility through. We'll see what they decide to do. Vesta could drop an AWP. Instead, it's Void who buys one up himself. Because Vesta wouldn't have then had any armor, would he? Full eco. So yeah, that's probably the better choice. They do go for Glass Cannon AWP on Void. We'll see if it can find frags. It's certainly found damage for Astralis talent. A lot of openings have gone their way from that AWP, but it's a bit of carnage towards long here right now. Smoke down. Void
Ooh.
is the one who finds the opening. There you go. Just as prophesized, and Astralis talent off the back of that, they're just going to run away.
He just keeps getting opening kills. This Void guy, I don't know how he does it. I don't know how they survive that long engagement as well. Two players up close in the smoke. That's usually a recipe for disaster as the grenades start flying in and the spraying through the smoke,
Yeah.
slowly whittles you down as you can't even really run away per se because if someone just starts spraying like flush with the wall, definitely a tough position to be in. Anyway, the smoke into CT does come through, signaling an A take. While there's already, I mean, there's still a KC Sports player in the top tunnels. He's going to be making some B presence now, as the CTs should be distracted by the utility and long control. But the player in B did get spotted out, so now they know it's not as cut and dry as they initially thought, which may be in favor here for the KC Sports side. Not that many players going to be waiting for them here on A, and a flank coming in from short as well should be quite helpful, but they're running out of time. 25 seconds.
Or he could have another, and he certainly does. And it's a lot of kills coming through for Astralis talent, landing the last player alive, but he's finding damage, pushing Astralis talent to their limits right now, and he spotted out another player.
Ooh.
Almost had a chance at another, but he switches away from the AWP. Instead, he's going to go for that plant. 7 seconds on the clock. We'll get it down, and oh, there goes Vesta. A 1v1 as landing. Oh, no way!
Oh,
He actually gets the tag onto Altez, sorry. And now he actually wins it out. Oh
oh,
my golly.
landing those shots. I mean, come on. After such a disappointing A take coming in, right? Being left in a 1 versus 4. I don't know how he does it, but the first frag, easy enough, sure. The second one into CT, definitely a lot more than he bargained for, but damn, like those two short players, they just go in one by one and fall in the same fashion.
Yeah,
What a clutch.
that was 4 1v1s for Landon. Exactly how you want to have that sort of round transpire on the AWP.
For sure.
And it's cost Astralis talent dearly, because that's now case up to 9, probably 10 here, as it's just Deagles for the CT side. And there's Landon with an opening as well. Fired up
Yeah,
after that previous round, I would be too.
absolutely. Everyone would. But yeah, Astralis Talent just trying to go for some very aggressive plays going on. Their own smoke onto Xbox. Usually the terrorists would throw that one, but this time the CTs did, and that kind of signaled to the Ts that maybe there's going to be a lot of short aggression coming through, and that gets shut down real quick, as does that door presence. Not going to be finding anything there. The bomb should be getting planted, and the pistols are going to have to look for exit frags. Or perhaps this middle? No. Nissim does find.
I mean, it was never really in doubt this round. And there was another one of them. Just Vigo remaining hoping to maybe find a kill, but being shot in the back, being shot in the front, being shot from a lot of different angles means that he's, you know, peppered with holes. He's dead now.
Yeah, Swiss cheese instead of a player there toward the end, and looks like we'll be going into the very final round of this half. Case Esports seemingly running away with it, as we can compare, you know, the Astralis talent being propped up by Void artificially there. Great ADR, lots of entry kills, but they just can't seem to convert at the end of the day. The Brazilians are just stomping them, even after losing the initial frag.
Yeah, but remember how the first map looked? It was a similar sort of scenario to this.
But that was overpass, and thus too a lot
Yeah.
more symmetric, I think, in
Yeah,
terms of
maybe.
performance. We'll be
Maybe.
seeing how it goes, however. I mean, Astralis talent, they could just have like a monstrous T side, but I think if they want any chance of winning this round, and the pistol is are kind of pivotal, because the
For sure.
Brazilians, they're just playing out of their minds at this point, right? I mean, they just pulled off a 1 versus 4 AWP clutch, and Astralis talent just sort of walked in one by one, and
Yeah.
that's not something you want to be seeing for sure.
Mhm. But final round, if Astralis talent can pick up this fifth, there may still be life in them. I think 11-4 is going to be a much harder situation. It leaves a lot less opportunities than landing. He spotted out that player pit. Can't quite find the opening shot and gets a second go at it though. And be careful. As Nixon steps in, he will finish off the frag onto landing. So at least it goes 1 for 1, but Nixon took a healthy chunk of damage from that as well. So he's not all rosy. I mean, can't even see him.
What? Yeah, no, that's just not fair. That's just not how you play this one. Vigo up close. Should be good for 1 kill. The second, ooh, not going to be actually punished for it. There's some missing, but not with that one. The headshot does go into Vigo in the end. Not sure why he was that overzealous to keep pushing. He does give away the man advantage, but the bomb retrieved, and now this top mid presence not going to be worth anything. Nixon not there in time, and this B push should be coming in, but Altex with the angle should be good for 1 at least. Misses the initial shot. That's going to be crucial. Misses the the repeak as well. So now the bomb can just get planted, and well, 2 AWPs for a B retake.
Oh, this is
Unless they
tough.
find a quick frag. I think they just piece out of this one, and there you go.
Let's final
One
round.
already going down. Oh, of course. But Nixon mentally pieced out, I think at this point. He knows no chance going forward. And that's going to be an 11th for the Brazilians. Strawless talent struggling on the opponent's map pick.
Yeah, looking like we might be heading over to Inferno pretty quickly here. 11-4. It's a 7-round lead for the Brazilian side, and that's one they'll be very, very happy about after a disappointing end to Overpass 16-13. That one ended in favor of the Astralis talent side. So now a chance to rectify the situation and certainly making good of all of the chances they're getting. If they can close out a pistol round here, something they've been very strong with so far in this best of 3. It's going to be a very difficult situation for the now T-side Astralis. We'll see what they go for.
Yeah, utility on Vester and Altex, so 2 utility players instead of the 3 that we saw in the previous pistol. Case, of course, they do have a kit, and they do have some upgraded pistols, I believe. Either way, we'll be going into this one with long presence. Already a frag onto Void. Getting a taste of his own medicine, perhaps, as the USP from far away can't quite connect. Too afraid to face these Glocks, and those flames are going to be forcing him out. But Nissim's still on the unexpected angle, so those terrorists keep pushing on through. That's at least 1 more kill for him. in the crossfire with CT spawn as well. Should be good, but should being the operating word here, as well, T's they're out of dodge. They're going mid. They're trying to head toward B in some respects. So though maybe they do a sneaky move and just go short instead. No, mid to B seems to be on the menu. Del Boni to receive, and Vigo does receive a headshot in return with Nissim on the cleanup duties here. KC Sports find their pistol round, and I think Astralis Talent have just lost every possibility of winning this one unless they can maybe come back here in the second.
Probably. Probably, yeah. 12 to 4, a difficult situation to try and pull yourself back into, especially when you're just going to be running into this round with pistols. It's 4 Deagles, a Tech 9, some decent utility as in the form of 5 smokes, a decent assortment of flashbangs, and it looks like something very quick towards the long, but the dual Berettas. Let's go, let's see them in action. Yeehaw!
It's high
Let's go!
noon.
Woohoo!
Ooh! There you go, just one.
That'll do.
I'm happy
That,
with that.
that does me. Yeah, $400 worth it.
Could have done the same thing with a P250, to be honest. Save $100. Buy 2 decoys if you want. Either way,
Yeah,
that's gonna
but
be leaving Vigo alone, just to salvage them 4 in hand and armor to his name. Okay, well, if those hit, I mean,
ambitious.
we would have just turned the stream off at that point, I think. But yeah, definitely an ambitious try, as he will be trying to go for this one. The bomb's still on his back, but speedy little flank here from Del Boni should be shutting down his hopes and dreams sometime soon, unless Vigo can expect and find him. But the off angle, too much for him. The Brazilian does find his kill. That's going to be Astralis Talent with not that good money. And Case should be good for a 14th here. With this kind of a lead, a 10-round lead, unless Astralis Talent have some mind-blowing Zonic tier executes prepared with some kind of weird innovation that they've just pulled out on this 20-year-old map. I don't think this is going to be going their way.
Is it Rush B?
It was Rush
quite.
B for a little while, and then that Molotov landed and just sort of ruined their hopes and dreams in that respect. Still, no utility here, so they can't even go for a mid to B split. We'll just be wide swinging into the enemies, hoping to find some kills, as DZT will be finding that out shortly. Doesn't get the kill, but doesn't get killed either. Falls on back, and he knows where the terrorists are grouped up now.
This should be 14 for Case. Not sure there's a scenario where Astralis Talent picks one up with a few Deagles and a couple Glocks. But I mean, I'll hold my breath. We've seen crazier, I guess.
Definitely have. Still nothing to be decided here, and the short presence coming in, a player on ramp and Goose should be swinging together to find all of these terrorists together. But if they let them creep up too close, these pistols suddenly become dangerous. They, yeah, from long do find one kill. Not going to be enough, however. The MP9 on site should be good for the rest of this game. And Nissim chiming in with the USP as well. Why not? The Brazilians do find their 14th round as prophesized, and now the Danes in last chance saloon territory here. We'll be taking a timeout just to talk about their overall setup.
Indeed.
And if you want to improve your overall setup, head on over to LOOT.BET. There are some links just below, as well as the code Porto, as you can see. Some nice bonuses for you guys if you, let them know that we sent you.
Oh. 10-round lead. That's what Astralis Talent have to try and overcome here. A difficult situation, to say the least.
Well, Void's going to have to get a lot of opening frags going forward here to give them a chance, but maybe not as doable on the T side as it was before. Long aggression coming in through the molly. Not going to be burning their feet too much. Not even medium rare at this point, as long as in their control. And CT's taking short in response. Top mid, of course, not going their way, as Astralis Talent do find the opening frag, this time from the hands of Vester.
certainly potential here to find a fifth. It just seems a bit stagnated already this round because they've got all 5 players for this Astralis talent line up all the way over towards long, essentially. I mean, they have Nixon just watching the back lines, but yeah, it's pretty telegraphed in towards this A site right now, and you can see 3 players out the 4 for Case. They're already in this site waiting for the push forwards, and TZT, he gets one through the smoke. That's a tough pill to swallow for Astralis talent. Vesta will at least bring back the advantage for the for the T side, as Nixon
Ooh.
from the back line, he finds a little bit of a boost going on. Will dismantle that one, and it leaves just Delboni, who's been silenced by the Void, and it is 5th. It is a 5. It is 5 for talent. They get there.
They do. They have
Yeah.
average of 1 round per player now, so let's see if they can
Lovely.
get that. Let's see if they can get that ratio slightly higher, maybe even tie things up and take us into overtime. But again, I think we're just prolonging the inevitable here
Yeah.
with Inferno in the cards as our 3rd and final map here for this opening best of 3. Okay, that's a good shot all the way into suicide. That's why they call it that. But of course, the kill is returned quite quickly. Vigo does go down. But KC Sports kind of throwing this round away anyway, right? Just, ooh, okay, no, Speedy Frags coming in. What's this?
Ooh, this is... I guess a tag onto Vesta, at least DZT. He's using up all of the scout ammo. You get a lot with the scout, so may as well use it. And a little bit of a boost here, trying to peek over the doors. Not finding anything for the moment, as right now we'll play towards window and a player over by the tunnel. Yes.
Oh,
It's just obliterated Nixon. It leaves it all towards Vesta, who's actually going to push through the smoke. If he can get behind these players, oh, this could be actually a winnable situation. But they know the smoke was down, and they read that situation pretty well. It's 15 for Case.
after an eco as
Wait,
well.
do they
They
have
had
it?
no business winning this one.
Close.
Well, even if they don't get it. Oh no, the replay is gonna keep us in suspense for a little while.
It's like Schrodinger's cat.
Yeah. Did it
Was
get
the bomb
defused? Did it
defused?
not? We don't know until we have a look, and it
And
looks
yeah.
like it's map points. So yes, the Brazilians did in fact get their eco win. They did spend a little bit of money on that one, but the majority of it was saved, of course. So they had no business winning that round. And the opening frags, they didn't go their way either, right? That was the suicide shot at the beginning.
Yeah.
So they did manage to get back into this one somehow, some way.
Ooh.
The behold was successful, and now the last chance saloon, a long push for the Astralis side. They have all the utility and equipment they could possibly want, but already down a player. Not looking too rosy going forward.
The opening kill onto Vesta. Casey now going to try aggressing in towards short, try and get a bit of control in that direction. They've got a couple players that are just positioned, making sure that they won't let that short control slip away from them too easily, and they've actually pushed a little bit further, and this could catch Astralis talent off guard as they actually find one through the smoke. Yeps goes down, but Nissim, oh, the short hold crumbles after the initial kill. It leaves DZT and Delboni a man disadvantage, and neither of them are towards this A site. They need to try and retake this one if they want to find 16 now. Because the bomb plant is going to be going down. Nothing they can really do to stop this unless Delboni gets some sort of jumping shot on towards Vigo.
No Kukli's going to be happening today. He does fall as DZT is the last man left alive. And okay, Astralis talent. At least they do get another one. Not going to be that terrifying of a loss. And even denying the AWP save there toward the end. That's quite important. The economy of the CT is not looking too hot right now. So expect a save round here as with this kind of a lead, right? You do just know that, yeah, saving the money, you have all the rounds to play with. Just go and get all the utility and weaponry you could possibly want, and then try to win the rounds instead of doing these aggressive half buys. But just as I say that, you know, Caster's Curse, they do spit on my ideas as they buy 2 AWP. Well, yes, they do buy two AWPs. They didn't save a single one from the previous. And 2 Deagles and a 5.7. Let's see if they can get it done here on the 22nd already. They want to get this over with quick. And DZT already finding the entry. So a great start for the Brazilian side and Astralis talent. They can still make something happen here. An entry onto B would be phenomenal, but Delboni completely denies that with the smoke.
9 rounds just feels like an insurmountable task here, without making like any mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
That's a toughie, and this is really going to test the Astralis talent metal. See if they can really perform up
It's gonna make
against
it
it.
easier if the Brazilians are gonna be force buying like this.
Yeah, true.
Not a huge fan. It does sort of give away rounds overall. You know, the expected value is not quite there. But let's see if they can actually get it done here. This round is in their favor
Oh, team
for
kill.
oh already some oh no. But the kill on long does go through. A trade comes in and Landon from the short area can't really deny the terrorists access to their birthright, that is a bomb site, as another trade goes down on middle. That's a 2v2. Kukli's coming in, not connecting. However, as DZT is going to try and no scope there on the ramp. That's how you do it in style. With one player left in the open, the second no scope should be in the cards here. Delboni, he's going to be throwing the Molotov for his teammate, and that's going to be the game. There you go. I criticized their force buying into this round, but in the end, they do have plenty of time to defuse this bomb here, and will be taking us into the third map. 1-1 in the score line for this best of three. Inferno coming up right after this. Don't go anywhere.